Okay, so today we're diving into this AI toolkit that everyone's talking about. Yeah,
OpenAgent.
OpenAgents. It's like, imagine having uh, an AI assistant,
Right.
but it doesn't just chat with you.
No.
It can like dive into your data,
Exactly.
use all your apps, and even browse the web for you.
All on command.
Yeah, it's wild. So OpenAgents is an open source platform.
That means anyone can use it, modify it, contribute to it.
Huge potential there.
It really is a game changer, I think.
It's like you're giving everyone AI superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got 3 key agents to explore today.
Yes, let's break them down.
We've got the data agent
The plugins agent.
and the web agent.
3 powerful tools.
Each one is like its own specialized tool and like an AI Swiss Army knife.
I like that analogy.
So let's start with the data agent.
All right, the data agent.
This is like your data scientist on demand.
Yeah, think of it that way.
It can handle anything from like basic spreadsheet tasks
Sure.
to more complex data analysis.
Using Python and SQL even.
So if I'm drowning in spreadsheets,
This is your life raft.
the data agent is my new best friend.
It can search, clean, manipulate, and even present your data.
So it's not just like number crunching.
Well, no.
It's like making it understandable.
Exactly.
So imagine you're like a marketing team.
Right.
You need to analyze campaign performance.
Mm-hmm. Or a researcher going through tons of data.
So much data.
Data agent can help uncover those insights.
And do it quickly and efficiently.
For sure.
Which is perfect because everyone listening is so busy.
Absolutely. Always juggling a million things.
But you know what really intrigues me?
What's that?
Is this auto plugin selection thing
Oh, yes.
in the plugins agent.
Tell me more about what intrigues you.
Well, it's like having this AI concierge
Okay.
that can handle your tasks,
Right.
but it also recommends the best tools for the job.
Yes,
So
exactly.
the plugins agent is all about connecting to those everyday tools that we use.
We rely on them so much.
We really do.
Over 200 plugins for everything. From email and calendar to project management and even scientific exploration.
Using Wolfram Alpha.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. So it can even combine multiple plugins?
Well, automate those complex workflows.
So instead of jumping between like a dozen different apps,
You just tell the plugins agent what you need.
and it figures out the rest.
Precisely.
I love that.
It's like magic, but it's AI.
It is like magic. Okay, so give me an example.
Sure. Let's say you're planning a business trip.
Okay.
You could ask the agent to book your flights, reserve a hotel, and even check the weather.
All with one command.
Yep, all at once.
That's amazing.
That's what I call working smarter, not harder.
I completely agree.
And speaking of efficiency,
Yes. Let's talk about the web agent.
all right, the one that lives in your browser,
It can control your web browser,
to find information.
make posts, even fill out forms automatically.
It really is like a virtual assistant living in your browser.
That's exactly what it's like. What's interesting about that is that it can handle all these tasks that take up so much time.
Right, like researching a new topic,
Oh, yeah.
booking appointments, or navigating those complex websites.
So many menus and drop downs.
Exactly. And the web agent can automate all of that.
So instead of getting lost in a sea of tabs,
You just tell the web agent what you need.
it's like your own personal web navigator.
I like that.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's say I'm working on a presentation
All right.
and I need to gather information from a bunch of different sources.
A lot of research.
Yeah, the web agent can like find articles for me,
Summarize the key points.
create a list of relevant websites.
All while you focus on the bigger picture.
That is a game changer for sure.
It is.
So now I know some of our listeners are thinking,
What are they thinking?
this sounds great, but how do I actually use
It's
it?
a good question.
Right. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about how this platform can be implemented.
Okay.
Like, is it something that requires like a whole IT department to set up?
Not at all.
Really?
One of the key advantages of OpenAgents is its flexibility. So you can set it up locally.
On my own system.
Yes, using Docker images.
Okay, so those are basically like pre-built packages that make installation easier.
Exactly. Much easier.
So even if you're not a tech wizard.
You can still have this AI power at your fingertips.
That's awesome.
It is. And if you are comfortable with a bit more technical setup,
Okay.
you have full control over your data.
And how the agents operate.
Yes.
So that local control is probably a big plus for organizations that are dealing with sensitive information.
They can keep everything within their own secure environment.
Exactly. All right, so let's zoom out for a moment.
Okay, I like that.
Let's talk about the bigger picture.
The long view.
Where do you see this technology heading in the future?
Ooh, good question.
What are the potential benefits?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even some of the challenges that we should be thinking about.
So we're still in the early stages.
Yeah, it's all very new.
It is, but the potential is huge.
I can see that.
These agents could revolutionize the way we work, allowing us to automate those mundane tasks and free up our time for more creative and strategic thinking.
It's like giving everyone a superpower boost to their productivity.
Right.
But with great power.
Comes great responsibility.
Of course. So what are some of those responsibilities?
Well, as with any powerful technology, there are important considerations.
Like what?
We need to think about the evolving nature of work.
Yeah, how is this going to change things?
Exactly, and how these agents might impact various industries and jobs in the future.
So not just jobs.
Right.
There are broader societal implications.
Yes.
As AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives.
For sure.
How do we make sure that these technologies are used ethically and responsibly?
Big question.
How do we prevent bias and protect privacy?
All important questions.
These are all questions that we need to be asking.
As we move forward.
Absolutely. But,
Yeah.
despite the challenges, I am incredibly optimistic about the potential of AI to solve problems,
Same.
enhance our lives, and create a better future.
Couldn't agree more.
I'm with you on that. It's an exciting time to be exploring this stuff.
Absolutely.
So for our listeners who want to dive deeper
Into the specifics of each agent.
yeah, and how they can actually be used in real-world scenarios.
Stay tuned.
We'll be back after a short break
To uncover even more.
about the data agent, the plugins agent, and the web agent.
You won't want to miss it.
You definitely won't want to miss it.
Stay with us. All right, so let's get back into those AI agents.
Yeah, let's pick up where we left off.
We were talking about the data agent and its ability to analyze information.
Right.
But the source material goes deeper into something really cool.
Mm.
It talks about how the data agent can actually help identify patterns
Good.
and trends that humans might miss.
Especially when dealing with those huge data sets.
Exactly. It's like having an extra set of eyes.
But eyes that can see the hidden connections in the data.
Precisely.
So it's not just crunching numbers.
It's about uncovering those insights
Those aha moments.
that lead to better decisions.
Yeah, I love that.
One example that stood out to me
Yeah, tell me.
was how the data agent was used to analyze customer purchasing behavior.
For like an e-commerce company or something?
Exactly. And by identifying these subtle patterns in the data,
Interesting.
they were able to personalize their marketing campaigns,
Wow.
and it significantly increased their conversion rates.
So it's not about replacing human marketers.
No,
It's about giving them the tools and the insights to do their job even better.
exactly. Augmenting their capabilities.
I like that.
And implementing this is actually pretty straightforward.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can deploy the data agent on a local server
Oh.
or even use a cloud-based solution.
So it really depends on your needs.
And your security preferences, of course.
Of course.
Plus, there's this whole community of developers
Oh, cool.
who are constantly improving the agent and adding new features.
That's the beauty of open source,
So
right?
it's constantly evolving,
Always improving.
driven by collaboration and innovation.
All right, let's move on to the plugins agent now.
Okay, the plugins agent.
You mentioned it can connect to over 200 different tools,
That's right.
which sounds incredibly powerful, but also maybe a little overwhelming.
It could be.
How do you even start with that many options?
Well, the plugins agent actually has this built-in intelligence
Okay.
that makes it super user-friendly.
Okay.
So you interact with it using natural language.
So I could just tell it what I need to do
Exactly, and it figures out which plugins to use.
and how to make them all work together.
Yes, how to orchestrate them.
So you don't have to be a coding expert to use this.
Not at all.
That's good news.
It is, the real magic happens when you combine multiple plugins.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the source material gives a great example
Okay.
of a research team using the plugins agent to automate their literature review process.
Their literature review.
So they were able to connect plugins for academic databases, research papers, summarization tools, and even translation services.
Wow. So the agent could automatically search for relevant papers
Extract the key findings,
and translate them if needed.
all with a few simple commands.
That would save researchers so much time.
Countless hours usually spent digging through journals.
And manually summarizing those articles.
It frees up their time to actually analyze and interpret the data.
That's a game changer.
It is, and it shows how the plugins agent can revolutionize not just individual productivity.
But entire industries.
Exactly.
Okay, so thinking about the future,
Yeah.
how could the plugins agent evolve to be even more powerful or versatile?
Well, one area that's exciting is the development of more specialized plugins.
Specialized plugins.
Imagine plugins for specific industries like healthcare, finance, or education.
So like plugins that can analyze medical records.
Exactly, or generate financial reports.
Or even create personalized learning plans.
That's the idea.
That's incredible.
It's really powerful.
It sounds like the plugins agent has the potential to be like an absolutely essential tool
For any organization.
that wants to optimize and be more efficient.
For sure.
Now, let's not forget about the web agent.
The one that lives in your browser.
Right. You
Nice.
can control your web browser.
It can.
What are some of the lesser-known capabilities that our listeners might find surprising or useful?
Well, one feature that impressed me was its ability to interact with dynamic websites.
Dynamic websites,
Those are websites that are constantly updating their content.
like social media platforms.
Yes, or news sites.
Okay.
The web agent can track these changes, extract relevant information, and even trigger actions based on certain events.
So it's not just about static content.
No,
It can adapt to the changing internet.
that's right, which opens up all these possibilities for automation and real-time insights.
So give me an example.
Imagine a marketing team using the web agent to monitor their brand mentions on social media.
Okay.
It could automatically flag negative comments, identify potential influencers.
And even generate reports on trending topics.
All automatically.
That's like having a 247 social media listening and response team, all powered by AI.
Exactly. And as web technologies continue to evolve,
The web agent will become even more sophisticated.
in its ability to interact with the online world,
Okay, so we've covered the data agent
the plugins agent,
and the web agent, each with its own unique capabilities and potential applications.
it's a powerful toolkit.
But I'm curious, what are some of the common threads?
Between all of these agents,
What makes OpenAgents such a powerful and transformative platform?
one key principle is accessibility.
Accessibility, okay.
It's designed to be user-friendly even for those without technical expertise.
Makes sense.
The natural language interface.
And the intuitive plugin system.
Make it really easy to get started.
That's important for wider adoption.
Absolutely. It's not just for tech experts, it's for everyone.
I like that.
Another important principle is flexibility.
Okay.
OpenAgents can be deployed on a variety of platforms.
From local servers to cloud-based solutions.
And because it's open source,
People can customize it.
and integrate it with their existing systems.
So that flexibility is great for organizations of all sizes.
Big or small.
They can tailor OpenAgents to their own specific needs and workflows.
Exactly.
And finally,
What's the most important principle?
I think the most important principle is empowerment.
Empowerment.
OpenAgents is giving people and organizations the tools they need to automate tasks
Gain insights from their data.
and ultimately make better decisions
It's about democratizing AI
and making it accessible to everyone.
to make a positive impact.
That's a great message to leave our listeners with.
It is.
It's not just about the technology.
It's about human potential
I like that.
as OpenAgents evolves.
Yeah, it's exciting to see what happens.
What new possibilities will emerge and how people use it to shape the future?
It's all about shaping the future.
It really is.
We've seen some really amazing applications of these agents, from like marketing and research to social media and even automating those tedious web tasks.
Oh, yeah, the ones we all hate doing.
Exactly. But I want to think bigger for a second. What does all of this mean for the future of work?
It's a big question.
Yeah. And what skills will we need to be successful in this new world powered by AI?
A lot of people are wondering that, and the source material addresses it too.
What does it say?
The key takeaway for me is that while AI will automate some jobs,
Right. Some jobs are definitely going away.
it's more likely to enhance our abilities rather than replace us completely.
So it's not about humans versus machines.
No, not at all.
It's more like humans working with machines.
Exactly. We each play to our strengths.
I like that.
The real magic happens when we combine human ingenuity with AI.
So AI can process information, identify patterns, and automate tasks.
And that lets us focus on the bigger picture.
The things that require more creativity and problem solving.
Exactly.
Like, makes a lot of sense.
It does.
So we're using AI to enhance what we're already good at.
Not to replace us entirely.
But for someone listening right now
Yeah.
who wants to stay ahead of the curve, what do they need to do?
Adaptability and continuous learning are key.
So always be learning.
Always.
What kind of skills are we talking about?
Think about the skills that AI isn't good at.
Like what?
Things like critical thinking, complex problem solving, emotional intelligence.
Those are things that machines aren't very good at replicating.
Not yet, at least.
So we need to focus on what makes us human.
The qualities that set us apart from AI.
Okay, I can see that.
And it's also important to understand how to work with AI effectively.
So like learning to speak the language of AI.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to be able to communicate with these systems and evaluate their outputs.
It's about becoming AI literate.
I like that. So as we wrap up this deep dive into OpenAgents,
It's been fun.
it really has. I want our listeners to understand the potential of this technology, but also the responsibility that comes with it.
It's a powerful tool.
It can be used for good or for bad,
And it's up to us to guide its future.
as individuals and as a
The
society.
future is not something that just happens to us.
We create it.
And with tools like OpenAgents, we have the power to create a better future.
A more just and equitable world.
I hope so.
I'm inspired by that vision,
Me too.
and I hope our listeners are too.
I think they will be.
This has been a really interesting look at OpenAgents,
It has.
and I encourage everyone to check it out.
See how it can help you.
Whether it's boosting productivity, solving problems, or just making life easier.
Until next time,
Keep learning
keep exploring.
and keep pushing the limits of what's possible with AI.
See you then.